After reviewing last week's course materials, I realized that we missed a fairly important concept that we started to talk about and we got a little sidetracked and missed it. Specifically, that is the concept of bringing in, importing SVGs from another source and then colorizing them. Let's go ahead and go to File, Import a flower silhouette. And again, when you get a pop-up asking you some questions about how you want to import it, we are just going to hit the OK button and use the default for this class. Now I'm going to resize this, and there's a number of ways to do this. One, I'm going to hit the Control key, then I'm going to pull one of these in, and no matter how much or which direction I pull in, it will keep the aspect ratio the same. Keep the original aspect ratio. And I'm going to do a little more of that right now. Hit again by hitting the Control key, and I can move in and out. No matter if I move more in or more out, up or down, it always keeps the height and width ratio intact. Once we've done that, we can verify whether or not we have an SVG by looking at the actual path. If there's a path or a set of formulas that make up the piece, we know it's an SVG. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on Edit Paths by Node on the left-hand side, and if I have it selected, and now you can see the little dots that show the path. Now, if I want to change the color of this, and let's say I want it to be yellow, I can just go down to the colors down the bottom and hit yellow, and now my SVG, in this case my flower, is yellow. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to want a duplicate of this because I'm going to make another color version of this and create somewhat of a shadow effect. So I'm going to hit Control D, and now I have two. I know that because if I look in the right hand layer panel, I can see there are two items, and then I can hit the select button and move these items a little bit. And I'm going to make this particular one, I'm going to select the one that's beneath the other one, and I'm going to make it green. And when I do that, you can see I now have two, and I'm just going to offset it a little bit, the green from the yellow. If I put it right on top, it looks like I only have yellow. But if I just move it with my arrows a little bit to the left and a little bit to the top, you see I get this shadow effect that comes into play. So again, to colorize these layers, all I have to do is select one of the layers and then go down to the bottom, colors, and here I'm selecting red, and now it becomes red. Clearly I do not want red. It has a little bit of a Christmas look to it. It may be good in some circumstances, but I really want this flower to be yellow, so I'll select the yellow at the bottom. Again, remember I have two layers here. If I want to move the bottom layer, I just select it in the layer panel, and you can see I can then move that bottom layer around a little bit, and same thing with the top layer. See how I'm moving the yellow layer on top of the green one, and I get it to where I think that's kind of a pretty nice shadowing effect. Hopefully this is helpful to you as you build out your logo. Remember to think about every time you build a new object, it becomes a layer in Inkscape, and each one of those layers are independently movable and editable. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help.